It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see the Bills' sure-handed wide receiver. He rises when it matters most, and he comes in third in the NFL in touchdown receptions. It's the Bills and the Colts under the light.
While the sun is set, there's still plenty of light in the stadium for this prime-time contest. We've waited all day for this one, haven't we, Brock? It's time for the NFL on EA Sports. From up in the booth, Kate Scott, Brock Hewitt with you for this contest, and pretty obvious what this one is framed around, right, partner?
What do you think, the two quarterbacks?
There you go, nailed it. The two quarterbacks who are both right now among some of the best in the NFL.
Yeah, we know what they can do with their talent, right? We have seen their arm on display week after week, but how do they captain their offense and guide the ship when they're facing one of the few guys in the NFL on the other side who can match them throw for throw? It's going to be must-see TV.
Ball is teed up. Joshua Carty to do the honors. And here we go from Indy. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession. They'll be led out by a proud Samoan and one of your few fellow lefty QBs, Brock, Tua Tagovailoa.
A bit of an uneventful outing individually last week, Kate. A touchdown and a pick for him, but the lasting memory, well, there's no question about it. Walking off that field with the loss, that stings. No doubt he feels he could have done more to prevent that result, so expect to see a motivated individual taking snaps here this week.
First down, Tagovailoa to throw. Pass brought in by Traylon Burks. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Throwing again. Here's Tua. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
And the Bills bringing out an extra defensive back. Third down coming up. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. He's on the move. He'll make a bid for it on the ground.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
Jordan Stout's headed out to punt it away on fourth. And this will put an end to the drive after it stalled out. They needed 3 punts out of him in last week's loss as he sends this away. And he gets him what he can, but still pretty deep in their own territory starting out. So now the Bills will get their turn at an opening drive of the game. And they're brought out by a player with immense expectations and promise in the league. He was picked first overall in 2024 out of USC, Caleb Williams.
And you could feel it, Kate. He wasn't content at any point of last week's game. As he led them to a win, he kept pushing higher and higher. 300 yards, 350, 400, and he was still thriving, driving the ball downfield as the game ended with a good bit over 400 yards. With this mindset, that's the minimum bar for him to attack this week.
No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Out of the gun, here's Williams. Taken in by Luke Musgrave. And he's up across the 20 before going out of bounds.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Third down run by Gibbs. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Another one for Gibbs. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Pretty obvious, this defense, they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, you start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for a Bills 1st down.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Bobby Okereke making that stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a of it.
3rd down. Here's Williams. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Passing 37. Lone back gets the handoff. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
From the 35 on 2nd down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. To throw, Williams. That's caught for the 1st. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10+, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping those defenders away from the back.
Gibbs scores, touchdown Buffalo. The Bills have a great first drive and get the game's first points. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
On comes Joshua Carty to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bills will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Carty has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Return starts from the goal line. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Colts are back on offense. Tua Tagovailoa out there once again. And he's been somebody who can get the scoring done with his legs just as much as his arm. You can see he's top 5 for touchdowns among NFL QBs. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again, following the sack. Oh, they're on him, and he's dropped again. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. Looking at a tough spot to punt it away if this 3rd down is unsuccessful. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he works his way up to about the 12. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Here's Jordan Stout coming on again to punt. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. Takes this one at the 40. And a good return as he gets him up across midfield and into enemy territory. And following that return, we've got an injured player down there. He'll receive some assistance as we step aside. New set of downs for him from the 46. They'll run here on 1st down. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss. The rookie from Notre Dame able to take him down.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7. And they send a man in motion. They'll throw on 3rd and long. Hits his running back. And they get this down to the 28. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day one install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
And he's brought down for a loss.
As a play caller, Kate, I would always be a little cautious of a first down draw. I like it better when that defense is anticipating pass. Well, they were only anticipating getting the backfield and making that running back feel the pain.
Here's 2nd and 11. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So we're through one as everyone tries to stay warm on what has been a very cold night. Neither side separating much so far. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Lucas Oil Stadium after this. About to begin the second here, the Bills definitely thinking points. Gibbs has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. He gets it headed right, and he's in for the touchdown. The Bills take a 13-0 lead. Made the right read on the RPO inside the red zone, Brock, and things worked out.
And you know what is so key about these RPOs? It's that mesh point. It's the details right there, not immediately giving any indication of what they were going to do, and it created, Kate, the slightest of hesitations for the defense, and that slightest opportunity is all he needed to hit the end zone.
Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Fielded just shy of the end zone. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Colts are ready to take the field. They haven't been able to get that offense going just yet, Brock. The deficit at 14. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll only drive this forward to around the 26. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
From the 26 on 2nd down. Completed to his running back. And he stopped cold at the spot. We'll keep paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that 1st down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Here's a give up the middle. And that carry only nets 1 on the plunge up the gut.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Devin Lloyd on the tackle. Give him 4 on that run. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Now 2 at a throw. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. Brings it in at the 12. And he gets him out of the deep part of their half. This is out across the 20. The Bills and Caleb Williams running out for their next drive. And no one has been better than him at finding the end zone through the air all year. He's leading this league in passing touchdowns late in our season. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Trying the right side. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Williams from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be out of bounds just before reaching the 30.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, kid, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Working from the gun, Williams. Short pass brought in. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. To throw is Williams. Completed over the middle. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of this. Audio Carriquet making that stop. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Williams to throw. This one is hit by a defender and winds up incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Here he is on 3rd and long. This finds Dobbs. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much at training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
They'll run for this. And he's taken down with a short gain to the 25. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs. On 1st down, they'll run. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Hits him on the out route. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. It's a pickup of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Colts.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once. I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact. You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Indy. The Colts driving. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. Give him 8 yards on the play. And it's good for an Indianapolis first down. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Bills are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
Now, what you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body drills. Body drills. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
That was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
3rd and long for him here. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And this is marked out all the way down at the 6. They'll be dangerously close to their own goal line for this series. The Colts out there on offense late in this first half. They could use something to trim that deficit, and enough time left to maybe get this near field goal range. Setting up the running back screen. And he goes down at the 10-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Tua now from the gun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa finds him over the middle. And he didn't get much time to secure it as he takes a shot. Good job to even hang on through that catch there. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Drops to a knee, clock's gonna run unless that defense burns one of its 2 remaining timeouts. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. All right, some adjustments in store, no doubt about that. They're headed to the locker room trailing as he kneels to end this first half. The Colts are ready for the punt. Jordan Stout's the one to send it away. Averaging a little under 50 a kick so far, Brock, as he gets away another one. And he's brought down before the return gets far. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills leading. Now we'll send you south to Orlando for a check-in around the league via Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. More from you and the old quarterback momentarily. But first, let's give everyone a look at what's going on around the NFL.
We'll get our tour started out at venerable Soldier Field in Chicago,
where it was the visitors from the north, the Vikings, who were able to get the road victory. Josh Allen, 5 touchdown passes, leading his guys to the victory. From Chicago, we head north to the home of their rivals as we check on the Packers at home in Lambeau. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Anthony Richardson, sharp in the victory as his guys get back within a game of 500. And then finally, we'll wrap up the week on Monday Night Football with a good one between the New York Giants and the Miami Dolphins. In the first half, it was the Alabama man, Jahmyr Gibbs, who had it cooking. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's a return from the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Bills ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And as he continues lighting up the stat sheets this season, we can see he's still chasing one man for the NFL lead in passing yardage. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
Oh, those linebackers. Those linebackers. They seem to be in the thick of every play and some of the quickest reaction times out there. He needed a quick reaction there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction.
Buys time, rolling right. Complete. It's Cooper. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
When we think about safeties, I mean, it's just right in the name, right? The safety is the last line of protection in the passing game. We don't think of them as blitzers. But, Kate, let me tell you, for a safety blitz to get home, they got to be great disguisers. They can't show that blitz early. That safety didn't, and the quarterback took the brunt of the contact.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. He's in trouble and gets brought down again. And back-to-back takedowns behind the line of scrimmage set him up now with 3rd down.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Forces that one, and it's intercepted. Avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. And the Colts are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL. And
now this is intercepted. That is back-to-back passes. Brian Branch has it. Well, no doubt they envision that as the start of a second half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
The Bills set to take over offensively. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. Receiver in motion, going left. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Gibbs on 2nd down. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
The offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on 3rd and short.
Again, it's Gibbs. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. He gets 6 on that play. And that's good for a Bills first down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Alohi Gilman up from the secondary for that tackle.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
From the 42. Some heat on that throw, and it's caught. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, I know it's tough to evaluate when you're playing at game speed when there's chaos all around you. But if he looked around, I'm not sure that's a throw he would make again. Even one of the biggest targets, big old tight end, couldn't fight back to the line of scrimmage.
Pass complete to Gibbs. And they get this down to the 28. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs. They'll come up 1st and 10. Hand off to Gibbs from the gun. And he's able to drive them forward into the red zone. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
They got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Williams to throw on 3rd. And he sails that one over the end zone.
Just something off in the rhythm of the passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
Trying to push this past the marker. And he'll go down here at the 16. They only needed a couple, and that is what they got. Not the most impressive gain, but a big one as they get the first. It's a design boot. Flushed out of the pocket. Hits his running back. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They'll try and punch it in. And he pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. 3 yards on the game. Now they just need 2 more on 2nd and goal.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
They'll setting him up the middle. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Bills take a 20-zip lead. McCarty now for the PAT. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Bills stretch their lead to 21.
Colts nothing. Joshua Carty to kick off.
Carty has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Returnable from the 1. And he gets up beyond the 20, but they plant him a few inches into the ground to end that return. The Colts headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. Looks like he came down on that sideline. 2nd down coming up.
He was covered by Brian Branch.
Throwing again. Here's Tua. Oh, brother, it's another interception. And the Bills take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every route combination they're trying to throw?
Williams to throw on first. Forced out to his right. They get it right back. That's intercepted. Take over as he records his 1st interception of our season. Well, they had the advantage for a moment, Brock, but turns out that is all just that moment because they throw an interception and give the ball right back.
And for once, both coaches on both sidelines are preaching the same message. Take care of the ball. Not often you see back-to-back plays end in interceptions, and we're right back to where we were just a couple moments ago.
Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4.
At the 42-yard line.
Tua out of the pistol. Complete here to Bowers. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot.
And that one's picked off in the end zone, but no, incomplete, folks. He wasn't able to stay in bounds. So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. They give it to him up the middle. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. He'll get a couple, and now they face 3rd and goal from the 6. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. He's on the move, and he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. The Colts get it back to within 2 possessions. Tua Tagovailoa with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You could just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. Possession switching back to Buffalo as their offense heads out. And they're already up by 2 scores, Brock, but another one here would really put this one out of reach. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They give to Gibbs on the option. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Looking for his wide receiver there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
3rd down. Here's Williams. He's going deep. That's complete inside the 35. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, there's going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Trying again following the sack. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Putting a receiver in motion. Williams with 3rd and long. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. He's got it inside the 10. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
They keep it on the ground. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Gets it to him on the screen. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short. I think you can call this one now, Kate. His field goal makes it a 3-score game, and even the most improbable comeback attempts are going to have a hard time erasing that type of deficit here in the final quarter.
Return coming from the 6. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. Now the Indianapolis offense heading out. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. On 1st down, here's Tagovailoa. The Bills getting close, and they take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 18 at the 22-yard line.
Another try following the sack. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find the throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. He throws a bullet. Big game. Indianapolis touchdown. Extra points. And the Colts cut the lead down to 10. That lead trimmed just a bit, down to 10 points now as the kick is up and away. Kickoff taken at the 3. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Buffalo sending its offense to the field. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. First down, Williams. He's going deep this time. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. So it's second down coming up. Williams on the play action. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. That 100-yard mark, it's as coveted by receivers as it is by running backs, and he's now reached it with that last catch. They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. Tight end motioning right. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Colts side of the field. Ooh, after that play, we can tell he's hurting. He's someone they need to help their playoff hopes. Training staff working on him now. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. They give it to him again. Works the sideline inside the 35. 16 yards on the play. And that's good for a Bills first down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Off the play fake, Williams. Bails out of the pocket quick. He just throws this one away.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Bills first down. Quick throw left side, complete. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. This game has already been a good one for him, Brock. And hey, there's still time. He could add on even more.
And you just feel his aggressive mindset all game long. As long as there's time left, he's going to want to keep on firing and turn a good performance into a great one.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Third and a lone yard coming up. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. Goes up and over for the touchdown. The Bills can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. He's going to return it from a yard or 2 deep. And he's brought down inside the 20 on an uneventful return. The Indianapolis offense ready to take another swing at it. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Escapes the puck. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. Offense in the hurry up here. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa has him on the quick hitter. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first. Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on third. And they pick him up again. And the makes the 20th interception of his career. They've got first down from the 31. Wow, they're going to pass it here. Chased out to his right. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time, secondary, well, they got real sticky, stay tight, and force the throw away.
Oh, he's in trouble. He'll go down. The Colts got him. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
Running back sent in motion. Here he is on third and long. Finds him on the crossing route. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. It'll be a field goal try now for Joshua Carty. He was good on his first attempt and his second from a little over 45 here. Slide's kick is up and good. And that extends the lead to 20.
Yet another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Carty has it all teed up and ready to send it away. He'll bring it out from a couple yards deep. Here comes the Colts offense now for another possession. And they can really do what they want with these last couple of snaps afforded to them because the outcome already decided. First and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. And this one falls incomplete. Still 17 seconds left to play.
Read and react. Read and react. Read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Tua now from the gun. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. It brings up third down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had two choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
And that's incomplete. With 7 seconds left. Time for one, maybe two more snaps.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. So the Bills fight their way to a win on the road. And this streak will live to see another week as they take down yet another opponent over Brock. What has been an incredible stretch of games for them. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Bills as we say so long from Indy.